Hi Pathway Kids, welcome back to week 3 of our Advent boxes. I hope you've been having a really awesome time making these ornaments and also just reading devotions together as a family. I also hope that these ornaments are a reminder to you that as you look back on them, you're reminded of the things that you've been learning throughout this week. So this is week 3 and this is Ella, she's going to help me today. And we're going to be on the topic of God shows us how to live. And so in your devotion this past week, you saw that even though God is invisible and we can't see him, we can know a lot about who God is because we can look to his son Jesus. In fact, we learned that God sent his son to show us what he was like, that Jesus is the exact representation of God. And so if we want to know what God is like, we can just look at Jesus' life. And so we saw things like that Jesus healed the sick and that he helped the poor, and we saw that he was kind to people and he loved them. And so these are all things that point us to God's character as well. So to remind us of God showing us how to live, we're going to make a cross, because one of the best things that we know about God is that he sent his son to die for our sins, and that's something that tells us a lot about who God is. So you can see that Ella is already started. What we did was, the first thing we did was we went ahead and just kind of glued. I used hot glue, but glued a little bit of the yarn to a popsicle stick, and Ella's been busy kind of wrapping her stick around, and she's almost done with that one, so I'm gonna have her hand it to me. Good job, and she's gonna get started on the other one. Go ahead and start wrapping. And so once your child wraps all the way down the popsicle stick, you're simply just gonna kind of put some glue there to end it. And basically you can just use, if you don't like the colors that we gave you and you have other yarn colors at home, you can definitely use that. If the glue kind of the yarn starts to fall off a little bit, you can use glue to kind of glue it back on here at the end. But you're just wrapping them in different colors. And you're gonna wanna save a little bit at the top of one, so I'm gonna save some here. And what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm just gonna make a little loop, and you can see it on the finished one here. That's how you're actually gonna hang your cross at the end. And so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one since it's already done and Ella saved some for me on it. And I'm just gonna make a little loop there. And that, like I said, will be what you use to hang it up on your Christmas tree at the end. And as soon as you have the second one done, you can do the same exact thing. I'm gonna take that from you. We're gonna be careful not to burn our fingers. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue at the end of this stick. And so once you have them both glued, pretty simple, you're just gonna make a little cross. So I'm gonna put a little dab of glue here. And Ella, if you wanna grab the red stick, you can lay it right on top of here. Awesome. And then of course you can take some scissors and cut off any extra yarn that you did not use. And you have your little cross. I would not hold it by that quite yet. Hold it at the bottom. Yep, you have your little cross that you can hang up on your tree to remind you that God shows us how to live. And so we hope you have a wonderful time making these today. Hope you don't get burned by hot glue either. And as a reminder, you can go ahead and tag us in social media and show us pictures of what you've done and the things that you have created using the hashtag PathwayKidsAdvent 2023. We can't wait to see what you created, and we can't wait to see you back next week for week 4. Have a wonderful day.